Hello, my lovely Aquarians. This is your reading for the week of November 17th, or when it resonates. Won't be for everybody. Might be for Sun, Moon, Rising, or just a lot of Aquarius in your chart. So the funny thing is, as I was sitting here saying, okay, what are we doing for Aquarius? I saw incense floating through the air. And then I heard incense and peppermints. And I remembered that song from when I was a kid, but I don't remember any of the lyrics other than incense and peppermints. So when I look it up, it was, 1967 by the Strawberry Alarm Clock. Good sense, innocence, crippling mankind, dead kings, many things I can't define. Occasions, persuasions, clutter your mind, incense and peppermints, the color of time. And then it basically says, who cares what games we choose, little to win, but nothing to lose. Incense, peppermints, meaningless nouns, tune on, tune in, turn your eyes around. Look at yourself, look at yourself, look at yourself, look at yourself. Yeah, look at yourself. So, okay, that last part was a bit repetitive. I thought it was going to be better, but the whole point for me with this was the message that I got before they gave me the image was, it's time for you to remember, Aquarius, that you have a pipeline to divine guidance. And whether you realize it or not, what they want you to know is you've had an awful lot of guidance through your life that you didn't know was actually coming from Spirit. I believe this is true for many of us, but what they want to remind you of, Aquarians, is in this process of building your new dream, it's really, really valuable for you to lean into spiritual guidance, to remember the fact that the universe, source, is working with you to create what it is you want to create. And that you may be in this point because it makes sense when I read that bit about dead kings, many things, all that stuff. There's so much chaos going on. Please protect yourself. I didn't know I was going to say that. Please protect yourself from absorbing and being overwhelmed by it and having it affect how you're seeing what your near future can be. Because there is a real tendency for people to go into fear. Fear around money, fear around where they're going to live, fear around their health. A lot of old wounds are coming up that are linked to insecurity and survival. Okay? So what Spirit is saying for you is, please remember that choice is always operating, and it's up to you to decide which choice you're going to lean into. So you can choose to stay focused mentally and try to figure things out, but chances are, if that's all you're using, it's coming from a lens of fear, concern, consternation. And what they're saying is, try not to judge what's going on. Try not to judge your situation. Get curious about it. Start asking questions like, oh, I wonder how my angels are going to work this out for me, or wonder what Spirit is going to direct me to that's going to resolve either a specific problem or just carry your life forward into the energy that you want to experience it with. So bringing your choice to the conscious present. So in this case, what it's saying is, when you find yourself going into fear, really stop and allow, notice whenever anything pulls you out of good possibility. Okay? So I'll just read you the stop and allow card because I think it's important, but I'll put it up there in case you want to take a look at that or a screenshot. Today, notice every time you find a positive thought or dream interrupted with sneaky thoughts that tell you it's too good to be true. Stop. Instead, tell your mind that it's at least a possibility, however slight it seems. Just for today, negative self-thought is not part of the experiment. Give yourself permission to dream and think in positive terms without censoring that. Allow for the possibility. So within this context, it's really very clearly saying, if you've gotten into a train of thought that is feeling constricted by your physical situation, whether it's health, finances, geography, whatever, allow yourself to remember that when your dream is about being positive, and not just positive for the rest of the world, but positive for you to live your life with a sense of fulfillment and happiness and enjoyment, they're behind that. That is as powerful as helping somebody else on the earth plane, because your energy spreads, my loves, and you can change the shape of a room. You can change the feeling of the room. You can bring it up, you can bring it down. So when you're happy, you make others happy. But it's got to be a genuine happy. It's not, and now I'll smile. It's genuine fulfillment in yourself. And that's what you guys are moving into. You guys, you girls, you people, you humans. It's very much that sense of giving yourself permission to really live that way. And it might be a bit of a challenge sometimes, because you can be very, very strongly geared towards the mental. Now, the thing is, this also, you get the loss or liberation card on top of the choice. And what that's saying to me is that, it's not what it's saying to me, it's what they're saying to me, is that you've had this perception of yourself for a long time, of being very intelligent, of being able to manage things, of being able to figure things out. That's a part of the personality that you have that you really value. And that has brought a lot of what you believed was acceptance and praise. And certainly in some ways it has, but it's something you really valued, you've really praised yourself for. So you can be sometimes, as we all can, a little bit hesitant to give up those aspects of ourselves, to let go of our attachment to those qualities of ourselves in order to let a new one come in. What they're saying to you is that it's a liberation, not a loss. It's not like you'll lose those qualities. It just means you're using them now in conjunction with your spiritual guidance system, more than you deliberately using your spiritual guidance system. Because when we get too locked in doing things intellectually and logically, sometimes we don't let the other information in. And what they're saying is, okay, not anymore. All right. So let's just see if there's one more card here. You get angels everywhere. That's the second time I'm getting that. So that's also telling you you've got support. That's a confirmation that you have got support from Spirit, and that they're really asking you, tune into them, talk to them, ask them. This is not just about you achieving a new situation in your life or completing a project. This is about you growing and evolving into closer union with your higher self and with your spiritual world. And that's a beautiful thing. My dears, I leave you with that. God bless. Take care.